Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this episode we are talking all things upselling and how you can maximize your revenue from the guests that you have on site.
So we're here in the Honesty Shop, which is where we start our kind of revenue extras journey. We've set up this little shed so that we could sell all different things. So for example, let's take you through. We've got silly things like lollies, we've got candles, we've got some charcuterie merch, we've got marshmallows, our glamping mugs. We started it in order to sell firewood because what I was finding was that people were requesting extras like wood and I was too scared to charge them. So I thought if I set up an Honesty Shop or somewhere that I could upsell some items from, I wouldn't be so worried about going and asking them for money because they would just do it by themselves. So the way it works is somebody will take something, oh,
it's a beautiful candle. Tractors and cream.
They'll put their money in the pot and then they'll write down what it is that they've taken. We found that guests, especially post-COVID, didn't want to pay by cash because they never had any cash. So we sorted out a sum up QR code, which you can also do on Stripe. So that's worked really well. But we wanted to try and figure out a way of upselling more. So maybe starting from even before the guest arrives, what could we market to them? What could we get them to buy at the point of booking?
So we looked into doing hampers. So we now do campfire hampers. We are just in the process of doing a brand new hamper that we'll be launching for next year. I think Vicky's got some prototypes that she wants to work through. Show you later on in the video. But yeah, we used to do massages, glamping mugs, basically things that people thought, this is a really good idea. I'd really like to have that when I arrive. They're ready and waiting for me. I think you do Prosecco as well, and you do balloons and flowers and petals on the bed, chocolates as well.
Okay, so these are all excellent ideas. We don't actually do them yet. All we sell at the moment are a campfire hamper, some Prosecco and some glamping mugs. And what we found since we switched to Res Nexus is that because on the booking system, it's right there and it's a must-see. They have to see that after they've booked. We've been selling loads of the different items.
I mean, it's almost like at the shopping aisle when we kept going through with our shopping and then William goes, oh, I want to have a chocolate, give me a chocolate.
Yeah, it's like
you mean
that
it's almost
temptation.
Yeah.
And because they're already spending money, they think, oh, what's another tenner? So I want to now really utilise that and add some more things to the booking system so that we can upsell a few more things. Let's take you inside and I'll show you what we're working on now. So I went and bought a load of these baskets and what I want to do for a s'mores kit is basically, so basket, digestive biscuits. Now I know you guys in the States aren't going to be happy with me, but this is how we do s'mores in the UK. I'm really sorry. Marshmallows. And then I wanted it to be like a hot chocolate and s'mores box. So I've got some various different sachets of hot chocolate and some squirty cream. So I'm thinking that the cost price for me on this is about £4.25 and I'm hoping to be able to sell it for, oh, see, I'm so bad at this. Normally you take your goods or service, whatever it is, and
add a markup of a percentage.
No, but you don't triple it.
Why would you triple it?
That's just the going, what do you do?
According to who?
Marketing professionals.
And are you a marketing professional?
No, not in the slightest.
So who told you that then?
I don't know. I don't know who told me it. Anyway, I'm not charging £12 for it because that's crazy.
Surely you charge whatever you would be willing to pay.
So
that's what we've always lived by.
For convenience, I'd be willing to pay a tenner for it.
Would you actually?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Okay. For the kids to arrive with a s'mores kit there, that'd be quite nice. We've also got our glamping mug. So I was thinking it'd be nice to have another option where the glamping mugs are in there and the glamping mugs are more expensive. So we'd have to charge, I mean, 25, but actually if I said 24, then that would be a way of having a bit of a reduced price for the mugs. So I'm thinking £24 including the mugs. So what I'm going to do now is take some nice photos of it and pop it onto the booking engine.
So you actually want to have it on the depth of field one?
What, a portrait?
Portrait, definitely.
I mean...
And then come stand a bit further back. So, okay, come further back.
I can't. Is it working? My arms are aching.
Are they? You should have done more gymming then, shouldn't you? I think that looks all right.
Okay. I've gone into my Res Nexus back office and typed in retail items. Then I'm going to add a retail item and I'm going to call it s'mores and hot chocolate hamper. So I can put my description in, so that everything that you get in the hamper. Then I'm able to set my price and how many units, click the relevant buttons and save it. I can go in and add a picture, so I've used those pictures that I took, and then save that, and then I'll do the same for my other hamper that I was going to do without the mugs. And then when I go into my added extras, there it is. So let's just have a little chat about what our potential is from upselling. So what do we reckon we make, Brian?
I would say over the last 5-6 years, we've averaged somewhere between £5,000 and £10,000 each year, depending on what we've had in stock, because sometimes we have more stock and other times we don't have as much stock. But
yeah, we're not as consistent as we could be, definitely.
We could definitely increase that and make a lot more if we started offering things like breakfast boxes or even breakfast hampers. We could go down the whole hot tub route and do fire lighting services, wood bundles. There is loads that we could upsell on if we so wished. And that, I think, could become almost its own little industry in its own.
Yeah. In fact, I said to Annabelle, she could take on the Honesty Shop and I could give her her initial startup costs and she could then take the profits out of it.
I think that's a really good way to get her learning all about running her own little business.
Because it is, yeah, you're right, it is kind of its own little business in itself.
Well, it can be as much as you put into it. You could even, if you wanted to, I know we're talking upselling, but if you're in a location like we are, you could actually start opening it up to the local area. So it's not just then for guests. You could then start doing coffee shops, which is always an upsell. There is loads that you could do. It's all down to how much time and how much effort you want to put in. Obviously for us, passive is better at the moment because we just don't have the time physically. So therefore, anything that people can book pre-hand on the website through the checkout process makes it a lot easier for ourselves.
And the other thing I want to start doing is cider from our local cider maker, because we already sell Prosecco, but...
And we've got a liquor license here, we may as well utilise it.
Yeah, so that is the thing you've got to take into consideration. If you're even giving away a bottle of wine or any alcohol, you need to have a premises licence and a personal licence in the UK. I'm sure it's the same across the world. You need to know your alcohol knowledge. We've heard of a property in the States that have insane amounts of upselling. So they have like milk and cookie turn down service. They've got... You can have petals on your bed. You can order a dozen red roses, chocolate covered strawberries. They have an amazing list of different extras.
Why aren't we doing some of these? I always tell you, let's do a turn down service. Put the little chocolates on the pillows. The guests would love it.
I know, but you do have to think about your time that's involved in all this, Brian.
Yeah, that's very true.
Anyway, this property is making an extra $60,000 a year just on upselling. So it is definitely one to explore if you haven't done already. Let us know in the comments what you upsell. If you're happy to share that information, I will also write in the description everything that I have thought of recently. There'd be a really good upsell item. So if you're happy to share, then do put them in the comments so that other people can see some ideas. And we think, like, we want to try and compete with hotels as a glamping site. So we want to be able to offer those extras, and essentially what we're offering is experiential travel, and you want to enhance that experience for the guests. So anything you can do to make their stay better is a win-win.
I've just had a thought. Could you do room service? You could do home cooked meals and then take home cooked meals up to them on a tray. Didn't you say in a hotel recently and you had to pay, what was it, £6?
£5 tray charge.
£5 tray charge.
Yeah.
Now there's an upsell if ever.
Well, we've got so much alcohol sat there from the wedding, left over from the wedding. I could totally do room service gin and tonics.
Now that's one to explore for next year.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for sticking with us and making it this far. We'd love to hear what you upsell, so if you can leave it in the comments, let us know what you think is your best upsell item so that we can share with the rest of the community. We'd love to hear it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Over to Vicky. I'm sure she likes to get the last word in.
Have a great day.